Boo! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up half.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as yeah. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like yeah, 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and egg, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them games, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Make profits. Hey, Suge, Mike, what we doing, dog? Make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. I must tell you, I don't like to do it often, but I must tell you a little bit of an I told you so kind of thing. Last night, right here on this very same YouTube channel, we talked about looking for the markets to bounce. It is exactly what we got today. We had an overnight sell-off, an overnight flush out right into major support levels of 4,800 on the S&P. And then we're able to look for that level to hold and then catch a long move off of it. It was a big day for True Trading Group members trading futures. It was a big day for True Trading Group members trading the S&P options. It was a big day for members that were just trading individual stocks like Reddit, Meta, NVIDIA, and a couple of others that we were able to catch to the long side. And also a huge day in small cap lands. JNVR, another short squeeze, was a big day inside True Trading Group. A lot of our members had their biggest days ever. So I wanted to start off by saying a huge congratulations and a big shout out to all of the members of True Trading Group that had fantastic days today. What we are experiencing right now in this market is truly historic. It really, truly is a historic moment in time. And I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm over 18 years of doing this. I went through COVID. We went through 2018. I went through 2016. I went through 2008. It's actually how I got my start. If you guys are unfamiliar with me or the True Trading Group or my background or anything else, I began my trading career. My name is Michael Edward. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. And I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, where they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And that's where I got my start. Like, that's where I learned how to trade in the markets. I didn't have to watch YouTube videos. I didn't have to sit in Discord chats. I was able to be trained, and I was fortunate enough to be trained by professionals right out of the gate. It was my first experience. So I kind of learned the proper way how to do things right from the start. But that was right before 2008. And, 2008 ended up happening, the great stock market crash, the great financial crisis. And, the markets got cut in half, a 55% drop during that crisis from 08 into 09. And that's also the same year, though, that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. And, I've been through a lot of situations like this before. I've been through a lot of bear markets. I've been through, recessions. I've been through recession scares. I've been through insanely volatile times. But what you experience over the course of the last couple of trading days is truly something that is historic. You have something where prior to today, Thursday and Friday was one of the largest 2-day drops in stock market history. If you go back to 1950, that is 75. Okay, that is 75 years worth of trading activity. And what you saw on Thursday and Friday was literally the 5th largest 2-day drop in the last 75 years was what happened Thursday and Friday. And then today you were down another 4.5% at the low of the day. That marked one of the largest declines you've ever had. And yes, exactly, Cheryl. And through it all, okay? And through it all, Cheryl says, and we are making money. You're absolutely right. We are making money throughout all of this. This is actually a trader's dream. It's an absolute trader's dream. And I know everyone's getting really scared. Everybody's really nervous. Everyone's talking about a recession. And I can't sit here and guarantee you that we're not going to have one. The possibility and the odds of us having a recession have drastically gone up over the last, week. It's just true. It's just the facts. Okay, it's just a fact of the matter. It is true that the odds of recession have gone up. But the thing about being a trader, and this is why you guys, you want to learn how to take advantage of the markets, because the environment that we have right now is maximum peak volatility, which provides for phenomenal money-making opportunities for day traders and swing traders alike. You don't want to just be sitting there holding on to just the long-term portfolio, only making money when the markets go up. You can make a lot of money when the markets head to the downside. Okay? You can make a lot of money when the markets move lower. And you want to be able to trade that. As active traders, when you guys can reach a level of profitability, you make money on the way down, you make money on the way up, you make money when the markets are sideways. It doesn't necessarily matter to us whether the markets are going up or down. You know, I also have to say something real quick. And I want to say, honestly, real quick, I want to say a big thank you. Okay. I want to say thank you to our members who have been with us for a while and the over 100 of you that joined True Trading Group last night. If you come to True Trading Group for insight, community, last night was the largest sign-up amount that we have ever had in a single day. We had the most amount of new people join True Trading Group in a single day. That was yesterday. We had more people sign up yesterday than any day during COVID. And during COVID was when we were having some of our largest sign-up days as a company and as a platform. We have over 10,000 members spread out across the globe from 114 different countries. Okay. And some of our largest sign-up days were during the COVID days when everybody was home, nobody was working. Everybody was furloughed. They were just sitting at home with all this extra money, all this extra time. And tens of millions of people came into the stock market for the first time. And thousands of them found their way into True Trading Group. And even with all of that, I didn't know if we would ever see another day where we would have signups that rapidly and to that extent. I was wrong. Last night's live stream, we actually had the most people sign up in one day ever. So I do want to give a big shout out, and I do want to give a big welcome to all of those people that joined the True Trading Group family over those couple of days. And the quality of those signups, you know, just are fantastic. You know, they're respectful, they're interested, inquisitive, and they're willing. They're willing to take this serious. I'm telling you guys this right now, that what is happening right now in this market, what happens here throughout the next 90 days, I think, and the decisions that you make over the next 90 days, I think are going to have a very lasting impact on your future. I truly, genuinely believe that. And all the people that joined last night, the overwhelming majority of them were signed right into chat this morning. I mean, these people aren't messing around. You guys aren't playing games, nor should you, because you want to take advantage of times like this. You want to understand what's taking place. You want to understand whether or not there's going to be a recession or there's not, or is this a buying opportunity, or is it just getting started? There were over 3,000 people logged in to the True Trading Group chat room at the open this morning. And there was more than double that logged in throughout the course of the day, unique logins. But at one moment, there were over 3,000 people inside of our chat room today, going absolutely bonkers. I'm humbled by the trust that you have instilled in our platform. I really, truly am, because this is not something that we take lightly. Okay. Your money, your financial livelihood, your retirement, your income, your family's wealth is not something that we take lightly. And if you are going to entrust a community and a platform like True Trading Group with that, then my friends, I value that. I value that immensely. And we take our job very serious. And our job is to help you guys make money, to help you guys make better decisions. And that goes for myself, the 8 other professional traders that are moderators at True Trading Group that trade with you live every single day. That goes for the entire 30-person staff at True Trading Group. And it goes for the over 10,000 members that are part of True Trading Group that are there to help you each and every single day. So just a huge shout out. Okay, huge shout out to also 2%, who's also one of our chat mods, not a trading mod, but he's a chat mod. That was up late last night, helping to make sure, okay, that we're up late last night, helping to make sure that all of our new members understood the platform, understood where to access the different resources that are available to you on this platform, and to help make sure that our members, our new members, the 100 people that joined last night, were ready. We're ready for today. So big shout out. How many people in chat right now are not members of True Trading? If you are here right now on this live stream, do me a favor, type the letters TTG in chat right now. If you are here on this live stream, you're not a member of True Trading Group, type the letters TTG in chat right now. I want to see who's here that is not a member of True Trading Group. Again, if you are not a member of True Trading Group, do me a favor and just type the letters TTG. I can't imagine it's going to be as many people as yesterday because 100 of you joined yesterday. We've got Chris, we've got Dominic, Ram, N King. So just type TTG if you guys are not members. Mountain Archer, Tim Snyder, Torres, Zach, Eloy Abad, how are you? Letter P, I can't believe you didn't join yesterday. Letter P, I thought for sure you would have been one of the people that joined. Badass, Marcy, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Chris, what's up, my man? All right, Kevin, VJ, Alonzo Carr, what's up? So we have a lot. So we still a lot of people here that are not members. Still a lot of people that are not members. We had, I was like, I said to myself today, I'm like, I feel like everyone that was on our live stream that was not a member, I feel like we converted them all yesterday because we had so many people. There were so many people that joined. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. I'm really humbled by it. And those of you that joined yesterday, you got to see firsthand today why True Trading Group has over 10,000 members, why we are trusted with, from companies to work with companies like the NASDAQ directly. We actually have a data partnership agreement with the NASDAQ directly. Why, we've received a global Benzinga FinTech Award for the best AI analysis tool, best AI trading assistant tool. Why these things are all the case, and why we have so many members, and we have a retention rate that's in the 70s. We have a refund rate that's less than 2.5%. And people saw firsthand today why that is in fact the case. Okay. Is there anyone on here that joined yesterday? If you were on this live stream and you joined True Trading Group yesterday, can you guys type the number 1? I want to see how many people are on here. We had about 100 people yesterday that joined. I don't know how many of you are on this live stream still, but if there's anybody on here that joined yesterday, I'd love to know your input on how things worked. Okay, great. So you guys just joined yesterday. How was it today? Tell me. I would like to. How was it today? Did you guys enjoy your first day with us in the community? Your first day, in the platform, in the chat room, getting the trade alerts. I'd love to know what you guys thought about the day today. I really honestly would, because you guys got to really see firsthand how the moderators and I, how we go about, operating on a daily basis. And today was just a fantastic day for us. And everybody wants to know what happens from here on out. Right? Everybody wants to know, is there going to be a recession? Is there going to be, or are we going to avoid a recession? What's going to happen with tariffs? Should I buy this dip, or is this the start of something far, far, far worse? And I'm going to answer all of your questions here today. Okay. I did buy some stuff in my long-term portfolio today. I told you guys last night on my live stream that I will be buying some stuff in my long-term portfolio today. Okay. Today I bought IBM, Oracle, CrowdStrike, Fortinet, NVIDIA, Broadcom, Chipotle, Kava, Palantir, the IGV ETF, the XLF ETF, Meta, Netflix, Berkshire Hathaway. So I did buy some stuff. Amazon was another one actually that I got confirmation on. So I did buy some stuff today on the move on the big gap down today. My target to add in my long-term portfolio was underneath 5,000. We got to around 48.50 in the overnight session. We got to around 48.50 in the overnight session. And it was, I told everybody yesterday on the live stream that I'm going to be buying in my long-term portfolio. And that's exactly what I did this morning. And I also told you guys, seriously, why would 100 people join this? I'm asking for real. Gordon, listen, the reason why 100 people would join is actually it's a pretty straightforward reason. It's not because I'm the greatest trader the world's ever seen. Okay. I'm never going to say that. I don't claim to be. The reason why over 100 people join, okay, this is not Watch Mike trade, right? This is True Trading Group. Okay. This is TTG. This is a platform. This is a community, of traders, and a platform that has tools and resources that can help the average retail trader gain an edge and give the average retail trader access to resources and tools that professional traders use that give them an edge, instead of you just sitting in a Discord, reading a Reddit page and farting around with your Robinhood account. Okay. This platform and this company is far bigger than one moderator, far bigger than one trader, far bigger than one trading style. There's a lot of different trading styles. There's a lot of different professional traders that are moderators that will show you guys how to trade stocks, how to trade options, how to trade futures, how to day trade, how to swing trade, how to scalp. We literally do it all inside True Trading Group. That's why there's so many professional traders that are mods that can show you guys and walk you through different trading strategies and styles. Okay. But the real reason why people join True Trading Group, the real reason why I think, about 100 people joined last night is because members of TTG actually make money. And at the end of the day, that is what matters most. And when people ask me, why should I join TTG like Gordon? I think people expect me to sell myself. They expect me to tell you I made $1 bajillion last year. They expect me to tell you that I give you some special super top secret indicator that I learned working at a hedge fund that nobody else knows about. And it's not the answer. The answer that I tell you why you should join is because our members actually have success. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. And I'll prove it to you. Don't take my word for it just because I'm a guy on a YouTube channel that says something. Believe the members. Listen to members themselves. Members of TTG, if you guys are on this live stream right now, if you're making money, if you're becoming a better trader because of True Trading Group, type the number 1 in chat right now. Type the number 1 in chat right now. If you're making money, if you're becoming a better trader because of TTG, type the number 1 in chat right now. All of the people that said earlier that you're not a member, you should pay very close attention to how many people you see type the number 1. My man, Gordon, pay attention to how many people you see type the number 1. This is why 100 people joined last night. This is why we have 10,000 members from 114 different countries. This is why our retention rate of members that stay with us after they've joined is in the 70 percentile. This is why the refund rate at True Trading Group is less than 2.5%. We don't claim to be the best traders in the world. Yes, we are damn good. But what we are the best at is giving you a real chance at success. I will tell you that we are the best at. That's it. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. What matters is your ability to make money from directly being part of this platform and this community, especially at a time like this. Do not try to figure all this out on your own. Do not go down the depths of Reddit and Twitter and Facebook and listen to the idiots that are going to tell you the market's going to go down 90% from here. You need to make sure that you are part of a community of actual successful traders that can navigate any market environment like they have in the past, that could trade actively during the spike in volatility, generate income from that volatility, and have the wherewithal to then use that profit to cycle that money back into the long-term portfolio once all of the dust settles. I'm telling you now, and I mean this genuinely, I believe that the next 90 days are going to be critical. And I think the decisions that you make in the next 90 days will have a lasting impact on your financial future. I truly believe that. I said yesterday that the next 90 days are important. Did you see what happened in the middle of the day today? Did anybody see what happened in the middle of the day today? It was scary, man. This was nuts. This is one of the craziest moves that I've ever seen in my entire trading career, that the SPY went from 482 to 523. That is one of the largest intraday point moves that I have ever seen. That I've ever seen in my entire life. They must be doing something right, because after 8 hours of trading, members come here for an additional hour of their own time and sit through this over and over again. Must be money and love. That's true. It is money and love. It is money and love. I listened to you last night. You said there would be a bounce in the afternoon. You were 100% correct. It was a perfect time for me to exit a few positions. Thank you. You're very welcome, Joshua. You're very welcome. Yes, I told everybody on the live stream last night. Everybody last night, I said, I'm looking for the markets to bounce. I'm looking for a bottom type of, not an actual bottom, a tradable bottom is what I said last night. Okay. And you got people on here yesterday that were like, Black Monday, you're an idiot. We're going down 15% tomorrow. You got a lot of that, right? I got a lot of that. People like try to, attack me because they don't agree with my opinion. It's fine for you to not agree with what I think is going to happen, but I will always tell you my analysis, my thoughts, what I think is going to happen, what I'm doing with my money, positions I'm in, positions I'm getting into, and my plan of how I'm going to make money during the week. I give it to you every single day. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm going to give it to you regardless. I was skeptical before I took the leap. I joined a few months ago and wish I had joined sooner. The analysis and education alone are worth the price. Amen. The analysis from today, pre-market, and I told you guys this on my live stream last night. You can go watch the live stream last night. It's right here on this YouTube channel. Go watch it. Go watch it. But this morning in pre-market, every day pre-market, before the market's open, the moderators and I tell you exactly what we think is going to happen, and we tell you exactly what stocks that we're focused on. I told our members today, and I said it last night on the live stream, but I said it today again, I'm looking for the markets to open, flush into the low 480s, and then bounce. My target, I said, was 505. We went to 523 because of the false report or the misunderstanding that there was going to be a 90-day delay. Okay. Yeah. Someone told Mike last night he was going to lose all his money. This is actually true. That's okay. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, Louis. Not today, but maybe tomorrow. But anyway, I told all of our members today, wait out a flush, get into the low 480s, and then bounce. It's just too big of a support level. I'll show you on the charts. But members, true or false? Members of True Trading Group. True, because if you're not a member, you weren't inside chats. You didn't get to hear any of this analysis. Members, true or false? Did I not say flush into the low 480s and then bounce? Just type true or false. If you're a member, did I not say that to you guys in the pre-market session? Is that or is that not the analysis that you got coming into this day? Is that or is that not what allowed you to execute on your trade ideas today and make money in what was one of the most volatile trading sessions that we have had since the COVID crash of 2020? And if you're not a member, don't listen to me. Listen to them. They are you. They are the people that are in the exact same position that you are considering putting yourself in. And let me make myself very clear. I am not always right. I'm going to come on here sometimes and I'm going to tell you something that I think is going to happen and it's not going to. I'm not right all the time. I don't have a 100% win rate. I don't claim to, but I'm right a hell of a lot more than I'm wrong. And that is what helps the over 10,000 members of this community that you see right here. That's what helps them make money. That is what you are going to be getting day in, day out. And in this type of market environment, you simply cannot afford to get it wrong, because if you do, it has a lasting impact on your financial situation and for you and your family. The volatility is not over. The volatility is just getting started. Just because there was a slight bounce in the markets today, it feels like today was a great day. The markets are flat, but yet everybody is celebrating as if today was this massively monumental day. The markets aren't even up. It feels like a great day because we are up off the low. But the markets are flat. We went down 5% on Thursday, 5% on Friday, and then now we're flat today. Mike, past member who blew up an account today with FX Evolution in your stream last night, helped me confidently push a chunk out of my 401k from bonds and back into the S&P. Yeah, I remember. I remember you telling us that. We made you actually a lot of offers to sign back up each time you said that you were killing it with Forex. So, I mean, listen, man, if you're ready to join back up, we're here. The cost is absolutely nothing compared to the bad trades I've avoided and all the good trades that I've made since joining. The RI is too high to count. It's true. This is the stuff that I'm talking about, though, guys. This is what I'm talking about. You know, I'm happy. I'm really happy because I know that yesterday a lot of people were scared. You know, we came on this live stream. I know a lot of people were scared, and I'm happy that our analysis was able to be as correct as it was today, and it allowed a lot of members to make a lot of money today. And it dampens the blow. You know, you watch your 401k, your IRA, your long-term portfolio, you see the value go down over the last 2 months, month and a half, couple of weeks, and people get scared. And I get it. But this is why it's important during times like this to be able to profit from this volatility so that you are generating an income and you have additional capital on the side so that you are actually able to then roll that money into your long-term portfolio once the dust settles and you're able to buy stocks like NVIDIA at $85 after the stock was at $150. You know, like this is the stuff that you want to do. You're able to buy a stock like Palantir at $60 after it was just at $120. You know, guys, listen, let me just tell you something real quick. Okay. Let me say something real quick. We had about 10 people that have just signed up. We had about 10 people that just signed up for our trial in the last 5 minutes. Don't do that. Right? Don't do that. Yes, we have a trial. Yes, we do have a trial. Do not join the trial. I'm going to explain to you why. I want you guys to really just kind of understand how this is going to work. We were so humbled yesterday by how many people joined True Trading Group. I offered something special yesterday. I told everybody yesterday this was a historic moment and it required something historic from True Trading Group. So we did something that we have actually never done before in the history of TTG. We have not had a day that we had this many thank you messages. It was absolutely crazy how many people reached out to us. First, it was people reaching out to us on our social media handles, info@TrueTradingGroup email, that were asking questions about the market and the drop, and everybody was getting nervous, asking what to do. Should I buy? Should I sell? And then we did something historic yesterday on the live stream, and we got so many thank you messages for it. Not just for the money that people made or the money that people saved, but really for the support that they received. A lot of people during times like this, they just want help. They want answers. They want to feel like they're not alone. They want someone that knows what to do to be able to guide them through the process. That's what people want. And a fair chance to make money throughout all of it. You know, I can't control what Trump does or doesn't do with the tariffs. I can't control what the Fed is going to do or not do with regards to interest rates. We can't. We don't have any control over it. Whether you agree with what happens, whether you disagree with what happens, whether you think it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, none of it matters. None of it matters. What we can do is we can take control over our own actions and we can adjust to the situations that are presented in front of us. That's what we have to do as traders. Because nothing matters more to a trader than their account and their bank account and the amount of money that they're making. Before TTG, I would have blown my account up the past few days. I rolled my losing options, then got out of the intraday bounce at break even versus blowing out my account. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, Dax, listen, a lot of times too, sometimes it's not just about the money that you make. Sometimes it's about the money that you don't lose. How many of you normally on any other, in the past would have blown your account up on a day like today? How many of you think you would have blew your account up on a day like today in the past? I made $200 on Amazon calls. Doesn't seem like much, but I took that profit and I bought 3 shares of Palantir. Congratulations, Don. Good for you, man. Good for you. And no, it doesn't, not that it doesn't sound like much. That's $200. Congratulations. Great job. Really great job. Also, make sure you guys click the live button when you guys get a chance. Make sure you're watching the video live. So at the bottom left of your screen, you should see a red dot. You should see a red dot next to the word live if you're watching this video live. Otherwise, it means you're watching this delayed. Okay, that means you're watching this delayed. But yeah, so like I said, yesterday we did something special. Okay, we did something special. We did something that was really historic. And I would like for all of you that are not members to True Trading Group, I'm going to do you guys a real favor. Way to go. Del Carlo made $2,500 today. Great job. Great job. I love to see it. I love to see the success. I really do. I love to see it. I really do. I love to see it. Okay. What I want you guys to do, those of you that are not members, I want you guys to go to ttgoffer.com right now. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. I'm going to extend and I'm going to offer you the exact same deal that I gave people yesterday that resulted in about 100 people joining True Trading Group. And what this is True Trading Group is normally a full 1 year membership that costs well over $1,000. What I did yesterday was I'm allowing people, because I believe the next 90 days are going to be critical. The decisions that you make over the next 90 days, I think are going to have a lasting impact on your situation. I really do. I believe there's going to be a lasting impact from the decisions you make over the next 90 days. So what we are doing is we are allowing people to join True Trading Group for 90 days. You guys can go to ttgoffer.com right now, and for just $250, you can join True Trading Group for the next 90 days, and you can get this right. You can get this right. I cannot offer this, okay, continuously. I will not be able to stay in business offering this to you guys for just 90-day memberships. It's not something that we do. We've never done it before. Yesterday is the very first time that we have ever done it. This is not a trial membership. This is full, complete access to our platform for 90 days. It is a 90-day access to our full annual membership. Okay? It is 90 days for the full annual membership. And if after the 90 days are completed, you decide you want to join, you have to, first of all, manually do it. There is no automatic upgrade. Okay. Once your 90 days are over, it just expires and you are never charged anything again. You need to tell us manually, I want to become a full annual member. Then we will then charge you for a full annual membership, but we will give you credit for the $250 that you would pay today to sign up for the 90 days. So we'll give you a full year membership if you want, and we'll give you a credit for the $250. Okay. And the membership will be less than $1,000 for the year. If you decide you want to stay for the full year, we'll give you an annual membership for less than $1,000. But I'm going to give you 90 days right now for $250. That is the deal. Okay. That is the deal. You go to ttgoffer.com right now. Everything you see on that page is included for the 90 days. You get our entire 22 course curriculum. You get our chat room with all of our trade alerts and the screen share, the access to the mobile app to follow along with the trade alerts when you're not in front of your computer. You get Trading Views premium charting software, Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, the Trade Ideas scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data. All of it is included in your membership for those 90 days. Nothing on that page is going to cost you $1 more. The next 90 days matter. You don't even need to cancel the 90-day membership. It just expires once it's over. So you don't have to worry, oh man, if I forget to cancel, they're going to charge me $1,000. No. After your 90 days are completed, it simply expires. You would need to manually say, I would like to become a full member of True Trading Group. If you don't, you never charge anything ever again. It's that simple. If you have questions, I want you to send us a text message. We are fully transparent. We are an open book. 1-888-621-2127. The phone number is right down there at the bottom of the screen. 1-888-621-2127. Text that number if you guys have any questions at all whatsoever. Listen to me carefully, the next couple of people, Joseph, Tyrone, Iuna, Khalil, and Mark, and everybody else that is signing up for the trial. Let me explain to you, if you go through the trial membership, you will not be able to do the 90 days for $250. If you are Canadian, is all this possible? Yes, Chris, we have members from 114 different countries. Canada is the number 2 largest user base for True Trading Group. It is the United States, then it is Canada, and then 112 other countries that follow after that. Those of you that signed up for, those of you that signed up for the trial program, I owe you an explanation because you will not be able to get the 90 days for $250. If you go through the trial, an annual membership will cost you $1,497 when you're done with your trial. I just want to be fully transparent. I want to be open and clear. The 90 days for $250 is only something I'm offering to you on this live stream. If you decide to join our trial, it's $1,497 for 1 year. If you signed up for the trial and you were like, oh shit, I don't want to do that, I'd rather pay $250 for 90 days now, send a text message right now. We'll hook you up manually. 1-888-621-2127. Again, 1-888-621-2127. Text that number right now, and we'll get you guys hooked up for the 90 days. Everybody else, go directly to ttgoffer.com. 90 days, $250. And you'll also unlock our double your money back guarantee if you decide to become an annual member. Now, when you join True Trading Group, we give a double your money back guarantee. The way that it works is this. I ask you to go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group. If you do those things and you're still not able to make enough winning trades to equal the membership fee that you've paid to us, we give you back double your money. Okay, the double your money back guarantee is right there on the checkout page that you guys can go ahead and check out. But it's after you become an annual member, you'll unlock the double your money back guarantee. So you can join right now for 90 days, $250. If you decide after that you want to stay, you want to be a full year member, we will work it out with you. We'll charge you less than $1,000 for the full year. We'll credit you the $250 that you've already paid for the 90 days, and then you will get the double your money back guarantee. Simple as that. TGD has changed my life, not only financially, but freedom, not having to worry about joblet. That's incredible, Sandra. Yeah. That's incredible. And that's important. You know, that's important because everybody's worried about a recession, right? So Sandra, what you just said, I want to talk about that for a second. Everybody's worried about a recession. If you are worried about a recession, and if we do have one, that means the unemployment rate is going to go up. That means people are going to get laid off. People are going to lose their job. That's just the reality of what happens in a recession. If you are worried about that happening to you, you need to do something about it now. Don't wait until the bad news happens. Don't wait until your back's against the wall. Don't wait until until you're struggling to try to figure out how am I going to make ends meet. Get your ass in chat now. Take advantage of the 90-day membership. Let's make some money together. And let's actually put you in a position to where if you were to lose your job, you're going to be like Sandra. And you're not necessarily worried about it. And the reason why members may not be worried about it, and again, in case you missed it before, it's because our members are making money. And if you don't believe me, one more time, members of True Trading Group on this live stream, type the number 1 if you are making money with True Trading Group. If you are becoming better traders, go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now. If you are not a member, all you should do is try to count how many people type the number 1. That is all you should do. This is what matters most. Okay. ttgoffer.com, 90 days, $250. If you are a trial member or you used to be a trial member, or even if you used to be an annual member in the past and you want to come back, text us 1-888-621-2127. Phone number is right down there at the bottom of the screen. This offer is valid until the end of this live stream, and then we'll go back to the normal annual membership. Okay? So there you go. All right, there you guys have it. Take advantage of it. ttgoffer.com or text that number. If you were trial or annual and went lifetime in under 30 days, give an AO. I'll start AO to my TTG fan. That's true. A lot of our members, we have a lot of lifetime members in True Trading Group. A lot. You know, the lifetime membership is not cheap. It costs thousands of dollars. But when people realize that their they're making money with True Trading Group and they find value in the platform, they decide that this is something that they want to do. They want to do forever. They want to call this place home. We have over 4,000 lifetime members. Look, guys, this is a business. You know, this is a business. True Trading Group is a business with 10,000 customers in 114 different countries. Okay, we must be pretty confident to give you guys 90 days, access, a double your money back guarantee. I'm confident when you guys join the platform, the community, and you're with us for a short period of time, you're going to realize very quickly that this is exactly what you've been looking for, that this is the answer to the questions that you seek, and you guys are going to want to stay with us for the entire year. I'm visually impaired, joined 5 months ago, and I'm making good money on top of working. There you go. See more lifestyle. There it is. Boom. There it is. Ayo, 5 days for me. April 18th, 4-year anniversary. Oh, 5 years. 5 years. So April 18th, 4-year anniversary. Yeah, Ray. Yeah, Ray. It's been 4 years already, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. And speaking of the like visually impaired, Adam worked really hard on that, on the accessibility. Adam worked real hard on that accessibility of the platform. With members. So members that need, that need something like that, whether visually impaired or hearing impaired. Adam worked really hard with those members to make sure that they're able to utilize the platform with ease and without any restriction or limitation. Oh, it was 5 days for you to go lifetime. That's crazy. Imagine liking something so much after 5 days, you're like, want to stay here forever. We also set it up for people that speak different languages, which is obviously something we have to do because we have people from all over the world. We actually have inside of our chat room, a software that you can type in your language, and when it comes into the chat, somebody else will see it in their language, and they can type it. So, like, if English is not your first language, you can type in Spanish, and then one of our members in France can read it in French. You can type in Russian, and then you can read it in Mandarin. You could. You can type in English and somebody else can read it in Portuguese. So it allows for really seamless communication amongst all of our international members. Joining the community, all will be explained on all the programs and tools you need and have help setting all of that up. Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We have a whole entire team that'll help you get everything ready. I lost my all money in COVID in stock. Even I was member of TTG. Bad luck. Yeah, I mean, listen, some people, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, right? Some people, it happens. It happens. You say bad luck, Robus. We got to figure out what happened. We mean bad luck. Like what happened that you had bad luck? It's not bad luck, right? Like one trade or two trade. Yeah, maybe that's bad luck. Maybe you got into a position, piece of news came out, it went the other way. But if it happens over and over and over again, then that's not bad luck. And there's got to be something that's going on, whether it's a risk management issue or a lack of discipline or a lack of a trading plan or a flawed technical analysis, whatever it is, we got to figure that out, right? The most important thing to trading is about controlling your risk. It's not about maximizing your gains. That's the truth. Successful traders are more concerned with how much they're going to lose if they're wrong. Struggling traders are more concerned with how much they're going to make if they're right. That's the truth. Any successful trader will tell you that. Right? Any successful trader will tell you that. So again, guys, go to ttgoffer.com. That is ttgoffer.com. 90 days for just $250. All right. All right. Let's take things on over to the charts. Let's talk about what we got cooking. We'll go over monster trade for me today on JNVR. Huge short squeeze. The stock is up 700%. It was up 1,000% earlier today.
Hey, sorry. So we have a ton of people signing up again right now. Just real quick, Erica, Marcy, Satish, Dominic, and then the rest that are signing. I can't sit here and read them all. But also, guys, Lance with a 702 area code. Lance with a 702 area code. If you're watching the stream right now, I can't respond to your text because 8 months ago you opted out. So you have to just send me one word, and that word is start. you have to send a text with the word start, or I cannot respond to you. Okay. So that's I see the message came in, but can't respond to you. And then let's see, perfect, William. Yes, I was previously a member and had to get out due to some health issues. Yes, William, brother, we got you. I'll send you a link. We're getting a ton of texts. So we got to come up with a better system for this. If we're going to continue to offer something, I don't know how we do, but I guess what I'm saying is if we continue to, we got to get a better system. So what we'll do also, since we have a lot of people signing up right now, right after this live, we'll open the chat again just so that we can help everyone get acclimated to it.
Awesome.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, and that answers Chris. Chris had a question to answer your question, brother. So what we'll do right after this live stream, we'll open up the main chat room. We may even open it now, and just you guys can head into the main chat room after you guys join.
Yeah, and
we can have our team kind of walk you through the platform, show you where everything is, show you how to use everything, so you guys can get the most out of this from day one.
Yeah, that way you guys are ready for tomorrow. Because today was nuts. Tomorrow's going to be nuts, and man, I got all those messages you got today, man. Like just I'm not even a trader, but just the level of gratitude from people, especially when that happened midday, that was insane. I think the amount of money that people saved or prevented themselves from impulsively losing today, more than covered some of their memberships.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It was a huge day, a big volatile day. And there's more coming. There's more coming. This volatility is not going anywhere. There's more coming.
This was day one.
There's more coming. We have April 9th is when the reciprocal tariffs are supposed to go on. April 10th, you're supposed to get China's retaliation. This is, and then while all this is happening, we're going to get inflation data and then earnings begin. This is going to be nuts. You're going to be getting earnings while getting tariff news and updates. This volatility is not going anywhere. I'm telling you now, the next 90 days matter.
Yeah, big shout out to Nan, Catherine, Erica for signing up. So that's Catherine, Nan, Erica, Marcy, Satish, Dominic, and everyone else. There's just a lot of people signing up right now.
That's excellent. Yeah, guys, head into the main chat after you sign up.
We'll open it up in a second. Also, just so you know, when you guys sign up for a TCG membership, we normally have you go through our TCG 101 course, which is essentially just like, hey, this is how you use the chat room. This is how these are the chat room rules. These are, whatever. This is the tools that we have. Because so many of you are signing up, we want you to be able to engage to kind of like fast track that learning curve. So we will make sure that we kind of waive that requirement just for now, so that way you guys can start chatting in the main chat. Because without that, you would need an 85% You would need an 85% in order to chat within the main chat, which it's super easy, but let's get to work. This is a crucial time, and our members are very supportive and more than willing to help you, and we're more than willing to help you get acclimated and set up. So we'll put forth a little bit of effort for it.
Awesome. Absolutely. Beautiful. Great stuff. All right. So let's get back on over to JNVR. This was the huge trade for me today. This is actually a trade this is where I made my money today. And this is a pretty textbook short squeeze type of play. I'll just walk you guys through. We actually caught this twice. The bigger trade was here, but we also caught some of this early. We can skip the beat. This trade was just so advanced, so quick. It's not even something that I wouldn't expect a beginner trader or a newbie to catch that trade. So we'll talk about this much bigger move, which is where we made the bulk of our money. We caught this trade twice, and what ended up happening here is you got a double bottom. Okay, that took place here that you guys can see, this nice double bottom. Okay. And the stock then halts back to the upside. And I want you to focus in on what we call a trade line VWAP cross that was confirmed with volume. Okay. Here is the trade line crossing over VWAP. The trade line is the 9 exponential moving average. It's the light blue line you see on my screen. VWAP is the orange line you see on my screen. When that crosses over VWAP and you get a quick jump in share price that is coupled with an increase in trading volume, it confirms the trade line VWAP cross. And when there's momentum, that trade line should then act as support and then push the stock higher. Okay. So coming out of that halt, right when you got that pop and you got this nice increase in volume, and I'll pan this all the way back to show you the increase in volume that you get here. You can see the volume compared to all of these prior candles, and these are all trading halts. These are volatility halts. That's why the volume is 0, because those are volatility halts. But then you can see you get this nice big increase in volume coming out of that halt. So that for me confirms that trade line VWAP cross, and then you pull it into that trade line. And right there, as we pull into trade line, I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that trade long. And I went ahead and I got long right there at $17.12. Okay. So we went ahead there, took the long, and then the thing holds trade line. Now you look for trade line to be support. These are 3-minute candles, by the way. And then you get the breakout, and you can see that nice trade line support right here. Look at that. Nice support. Look at it. Right? Look at that. Support, bang. And you take you through high of the day. And this thing just gives you this massive short squeeze from $17 all the way to $30 was an absolute banger. Right? Just an absolute banger. So just some unbelievable trade, guys. Congratulations again for those of you that were able to capitalize on this. This is a huge day for us. Just an incredible time. It's an incredible time to be in this market. It really, really is. And this thing again ended up giving you another leg of a short squeeze later in the day after 3 o'clock. It's just an awesome time. It's also a scary time, though. It's a scary time, right? The markets are crashing. It's easy to make mistakes. It is. It's easy to make mistakes. The markets are crashing. People are freaking out. People are panicking. I'm telling you now, the decisions you make over the next 90 days are going to be critical. There's no other way around it. There really isn't. Okay. There's no other way around it. But I don't think that you guys should try to figure all this stuff out on your own, right? Being in the right group during a time like this, I think it matters. I think that you have to look at this as your insurance policy. That's how I think you should look at this. You should look at this as your insurance policy to help you guys keep a level head during a crazy time and a scary time, because scary times are where the opportunities lie for the long term. And again, full disclosure, I bought some stuff today in my long-term portfolio when we were in the 480s. I told you last night on my live stream that I was going to be buying around 485 was my target to be adding stuff in my long-term portfolio. And I did that today. Now, I still have cash on the sideline. I'm not fully invested. I'm still sitting on some cash in the event that if there is a recession, the markets do go lower from there. Here's what I think. I think if you avoid a recession, the markets may have put in a bottom today at 481 if you avoid a recession. If you have a recession, then we're not at a bottom. So it really is going to come down to recession or not. If there's no recession, this today could be the bottom. If there is a recession, it's nowhere near the bottom. So you guys have to just keep that in mind. And like I said, that's why I am going to sit on some cash to see what happens. But you got to look at this as your insurance policy. Maybe you're not scared. Maybe you just don't want to miss out. Maybe you're tired of chasing, whatever it is. I just think that you have to look at this as an insurance policy for the next 90 days. The next 90 days are going to matter. They are. The next 90 days, you're going to figure out whether there's a recession or not. You're going to figure out if the tariffs stay or they get negotiated lower. Is the Fed cutting rates? Is inflation cooperating, or is it a stagflationary environment and we have a recession? The next 90 days are going to matter. Okay. We just got these tariff announcements less than a week ago, and the market completely got flipped upside down. You had the fifth biggest 2-day drop in the market over the last 75 years. The next 90 days are going to matter. Go to ttgoffer.com. You can join us for just $250 for the next 90 days. just feeling like it's going to keep going down. So I was thinking of getting out completely and coming back in even lower after crash. Chris, listen, you do whatever you want with your money. I will tell you this now. And people asked me this last night. If people were like, hey, are you going to sell tomorrow? And my answer was actually, I'm actually buying tomorrow. I think that unless you need this money in the next 6 to 12 months, I think selling with the market's down 20% is always a horrible idea. The time to sell was a month ago, not when the S&P is down over 20%. Now, we're not down 20% now because the market's bounced, but early this morning, we were down over 20%. And what you guys have to realize, and this is what a lot of people just fail to comprehend, and they really do. They panic, they freak out, and they fail to comprehend. I'm going to give you statistics. I'm going to give you statistics that will probably blow your mind. This is not my opinion. These are actual factual statistics. Of the last, there's going to be a bunch of them. I'm going to roll them off. Of the last 75 years, Thursday and Friday was the 5th largest 2-day decline in the last 75 years. Okay, the 5th. If you look at the top 10 largest 2-day declines over the last 75 years, all 9 of them, because this was the 5th largest. The other 9, all of them, the markets were higher 1 year later. All 9, the markets were higher 3 years later. All 9, the markets were higher 5 years later. All 9, every one, 1 year, 3 year, 5 years later. All 9. What about this one? We'll see. I'm just telling you the other 9 instances of the top 10, green, all of them 1 year, 3 year, 5 years later. All of them. That's number 1. Number 2, number 1 that'll blow your mind. Number 2, everybody yesterday and over the weekend liked to try to make the comparison that today was going to be like Black Monday. None of them have any idea what they're talking about. None of them really even probably knew what happened on Black Monday. Black Monday was October 19th, 1987. The Dow Jones fell. Okay. I'm 60. I don't want to lose my life savings. I'm so happy to be in TTG. Amen to that. In 1987, the Dow Jones dropped 22.6% on Monday, October 19th. In one day, the markets went down 22.6%. That's after also falling the week prior. The reason why the markets crashed on Black Monday in 1987 is because overvalued asset prices, inflation, geopolitical tension, at that time it was with Iran, and recession fears. All those things kind of sound familiar. Overvalued asset prices, inflation, recession fears, and geopolitical tensions. Does all that kind of sound familiar? Excellent. There was not a recession in 1987. Even though the markets fell 22% in one day, there was not a recession. The economy actually avoided a recession in 1987, and the markets were actually green 1 year later, even though you fell 22% in one day. Again, not opinion, fact, putting things into perspective. Here's the next fact that I'm going to tell you. In 2008, we experienced the global financial crisis and the Great Recession. The worst recession that anybody alive today on this live stream experienced. Everything that could have possibly gone wrong in 2008 did. Systemic financial complete failure. The S&P 500 went down 55% during the 08-09 Great Financial Crisis. In 2008, the S&P went down 36%. Then from January to March of 2009, we went down another 20%. And even with us going down 20% from January to March of 2009, the S&P proceeded for the rest of 2009 to go straight up. The S&P finished the year in 2009 up 20%. Not opinion, fact. Even if you put all of your money into the stock market, halfway down the Great Financial Crisis, we went down 55%. Even if you put all of your money in, down 27.5%, and you were super early, You were break even 1.5 years later. And that's assuming you didn't buy a single other share when the markets were down 35, 45, 55%. You don't believe me? You don't have to. I'll just show you. Here's 2008. Here's halfway down through the decline. And if you put all of your money in halfway through the decline and you were super early, you were break even 1 year later. You were break even 1 year later if you were half early. And that's assuming you didn't buy anything else when the markets were here. If you bought something else while the markets were here, you were break even sooner. The point that I'm getting at is if you are considering, if you asked me, Mike, would you consider right now an opportunity to sell, or would you consider right now an opportunity to buy? And Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, actually made the comment today, which kind of sparked the conversation. Larry Fink, the BlackRock CEO, actually said, I think that right now is more of a buying opportunity than it is a selling opportunity. And the reason for that is because the markets have already fallen 20%. So I'm not saying that that doesn't mean the markets are going to go lower, but you should never, ever try to pick the bottom, ever. No professional, no hedge fund manager that manages billions of dollars for a living will ever tell you, I try to pick the bottom, ever. It is a complete fool's game. It is the dumbest thing for somebody to try and do. You are not going to get it right. The professionals on Wall Street don't get it right. The idiots on Reddit won't get it right either. You're not going to get it right. It's not how you should be investing in your long-term portfolio. If a professional is not going to try to do it, then you should not try to do it. You have to look at it this way. What is more probable? That the markets go down another 30 or 40%, or that the markets go down another 5 or 10%, and then 2 years later, we're higher again? Historically, when you look at every single other stock market crash and every single other recession over the last 100 years, if you sell down 20%, you better make sure that there is a recession coming. You better make sure, because if there's not, you're going to sell right near the bottom. That's just.
I'm so sorry, dude. So we got a ton of text messages as well. Joe and I are at the office. We're trying to get to as many as we can, and we will get to all of them. For everyone that has just signed up, and for those that signed up last night, we have gone ahead and we have opened the main chat room. If you want to start coming in, members and people that just signed up, if you want to start coming in there now. And then I have Luciano, who's next door. He is going to go ahead and make sure that everyone that just signed up has the TTG 101 restriction removed so that you can engage with us in chat, right? There has to be a better way for these announcements, says Calvin. Nope, it's all happening in real time, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that appreciate it. This is what happens when you do a live stream, right? Because the announcements aren't scripted. So it's like, what do you do, right? You're like, all right, now it's time for an announcement break. Okay. Okay.
No, word from our sponsor.
Right. All right. Thanks.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, so yeah, that's, and whoever's area code 917 was asking, do you get trade alerts? The answer is yes. Yes, you get trade alerts every single day. Stocks, options, day trades, swing trades. You get it every single day from True Trading Group. You get it inside chat. You also get it sent directly to your phone via push notification in real time. Would you mind discussing the effect on the market should there be an emergency rate cut? I hope there's not. And I don't think there's going to be. I think people that are calling for that are way off. I don't see there being an emergency rate cut. First of all, there's not a need for one. Right now, at least, there's not a need for one. But there's just no way I see the Fed doing that with the uncertainty of inflation, with the tariffs. I can't see that happening. I don't think you're going to get any action from the Fed until at least the summer. I think the Fed is going to just sit tight for the next several months and see what happens with tariffs. I I think if you got an emergency rate cut right now, I think that would be problematic. I think the markets would probably rally on the actual announcement, but that I think would cause bigger problems down the road. I don't think that that's something that the Fed should do, nor do I think it's something that they're considering at this time, nor is it something that's needed at this time. But that doesn't mean it might not be needed later. You know, just because it's not needed right now doesn't mean that in a couple of weeks it might be. Maybe in a couple of weeks there's a complete credit blowout. There's too much stress in the financial system, and liquidity dries up as spreads widen, and maybe somebody goes bankrupt, somebody goes belly up, a hedge fund blows up because they were over leveraged. All of these things, and that it causes forced selling, and that further pushes asset prices lower. I think what's more likely, Ray, would be not a emergency rate cut, but I think what would be more likely would be emergency quantitative easing. I think the Fed would be more likely to start to balloon their balance sheet again. They got their balance sheet from 9 trillion down to like 6.5 trillion. I think the Fed would be more likely to bump that balance sheet back to like 8 trillion than they would do an emergency rate cut. I think the Fed would come in and they would probably buy treasuries. They would buy mortgage-backed securities. They would try to tighten up credit spreads. They would try to get bond prices up and yields down. I think that is more likely of an emergency move that the Fed could do. I don't see an emergency rate cut. Okay. But we'll see what happens. Look how much changed in just the last couple of days. Anything could happen. Anything's on the table, right? Right now is not the time for people to try to be heroes and for people to try to pretend like they have any effing clue what 30 days from now is going to look like, because you don't, right? Nobody should sit here and try to pretend like I'm going to call the market bottom. I'm going to call this. I'm going to call that. It's so stupid to try to do that. Just deal with what is in front of you. There's too much opportunity. There is way too much opportunity on a daily basis for you to try to predict how this is going to play out. Don't try to do it. And please do not let your political bias control your bank account. Okay? Do not do it. Do not let your political bias control your bank account. Right now, there is too much opportunity for you guys to make stupid money. It's not every day that the markets drop 5% 3 days in a row. It's not every day that you get a near 10% daily trading range. It's not every day that the VIX shoots to the 50s and 60s. This is not normal. You need to take advantage of it while it's here. Plain and simple. So don't try to make these bold predictions to try to gain street cred with your friends or social media. Just make money. That's what right now needs to be focused on. And if there's a recession, so be it. Make money now with this volatility so that when stocks go lower, you can buy them. You want to buy them when they go lower. When Nvidia goes lower, you want to buy it. When Meta goes lower, you want to buy it. When Amazon goes lower, you want to buy it. When Berkshire Hathaway goes lower, when JP Morgan goes lower, when Uber goes lower, when Palantir goes lower, you want to buy these stocks. Because if you fast forward 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years from now, these stocks are going to be higher. What you do in the next 90 days is going to have a lasting impact on your situation. What you did during 2008, 2009 had a lasting impact on your financial situation. What you did, the decisions you made during March and April of 2020 had a lasting impact on your financial situation. What you did during 2022 had a lasting impact on your financial situation. This time will be no different. If you were kicking and screaming because you missed out on 2024's market rally, Palantir, Nvidia, I don't own this, bah humbug. Now all of a sudden you've completely wiped out 2024. You've reset. It is literally as if 2024 never happened. And it's very possible we can go even lower than 2023. So you are getting a complete reset and do-over for all of the people that said, I missed the rally. You're getting another chance. I'm not telling you the bottom is in, but this is going to end up being a buying opportunity. If there's no recession, your buying opportunity is literally right now. If there is a recession, your buying opportunity is a couple of months from now, over the next couple of weeks in the long-term portfolio. But there will be a tremendous amount of volatility for you to day trade and swing trade throughout it to build a nest egg of profit and a nest egg of cash that you can then deploy at lower prices. Plain and simple. How much longer do you think we have this? A while. Do you think the tariffs are going to go away in a day? I don't. Do you think that 100 countries are all going to get new trade deals in the next couple of days? No way. You might get trade deals in the next couple of days from smaller countries, like Israel today was like, hey, we're going to do zero tariffs. We're going to remove all trade barriers. Japan said, hey, we're ready to talk. We're going to remove trade barriers. Vietnam's like, hey, we're going to do zero tariffs. So all these countries are already seeing, they're all starting to like say, hey, no tariffs, no trade barriers. You're seeing that already. But the only one that really matters is China. And that negotiation is going to be complex. It's going to be long. 2018 took months for the US and China to come to agreements on trade. So you can't predict the future. How do you know this is a buying opportunity? Because Gina, I don't care what happens. I don't care if there's a recession or not. I don't care. I just explained to you why it's a buying opportunity. Whenever the market goes down 20%, it's a buying opportunity. Plain and simple, period. I don't care if the markets go down another 30%. I just proved to you, I'll do it again. I'll literally show you again. 2008, let me just show you. This isn't my opinion. These are literally facts. In 2008, if you bought this market down 20%, you bought right there. Okay, that's 2008. Okay, if you bought right there, you were early. You were very early. Look how much lower the markets went, right? You were early. And if you held, you were break even a year and a half later. And then you were in the money. Bear markets are always going to be buying opportunities. It doesn't mean the markets won't go lower. You're not trying to pick the bottom, right? You're not trying to pick the bottom. Nobody, Gina, I am not good enough to pick the bottom. I'll tell you that right now. Nobody is good enough to pick the bottom. You should not try to pick the bottom. Do you want to know why? The stock market is a forward-looking mechanism. It prices out 6 to 9 months into the future. So there will always be a catalyst that changes the overall environment that happens that will stop the market from going down, but the market's pricing 6 to 9 months into the future. So you will never know that that is the bottom until you are several months past the bottom. It might feel like a bottom. It might say we have potential for this to be a bottom, but there's no way for you to actually know it for several months later. You don't want to wait until the market's bottom to then say, oh, that's it, bottom's here. There's no sign. There's no massive announcement. There's no like flashing signal that tells you this is the bottom. Now it's time to put all of your money to work. The reality is every 1 to 1.5 years, you get a correction, which is a 10% decline or more. Every 4 to 6 years, you get a bear market, which is a 20% decline or more. Every 7 to 8 years, you get a recession. Historically speaking, over the last 100 years, those are the averages. What that tells you is that, and I'm not making this up, these are the numbers, these are the stats. This is history over the last 125 years. These are the stats. This isn't the first time the markets have gone down. This isn't the first time there's a recession scare. It won't be the first time that there's going to be a recession. It won't be the first time that there's going to be stagflation if all of those things come to fruition. It's not the first time. And nor will it be the last. But this might be the first time that you get to capitalize on it like you should. Instead of letting the greatest transfer of wealth go out of regular working class people and into the hands of the filthy rich, because that is what happens in recessions. In recessions, assets go down, regular people panic, they dump those assets at dirt cheap prices, and who picks them up? The rich, because they have the cash, they have the money, and they have the time and the ability to wait it out, and they buy all these assets at cheap prices, and then the markets rally again, and they get richer and you get poorer. I could be completely full of shit. I could be the biggest scam artist in the entire world. Everybody on this live stream could be a bot. Or maybe I know what I'm talking about. Maybe I've been through the ringer. I've been doing this for over 18 years. I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot. Maybe our members are actually making money. And again, if you missed it, type the number 1 if you're making money in True Trading Group. DLK Travel Adventures, no. I explained that to you before. If you are in the trial, you will not be able to sign up for the 90-day membership. If you want to do that, DLK, you have to send a text message right now.
Yeah, so that person already did send me a text message asking me about it, and I responded to that text message with, here, let me actually respond. I said, darn, can you do it now? I can try. It is asking for username and password and email, but I already had that set up, so it will recognize me again. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Unfortunately, that person may be stuck with the 1497. Listen, I can have somebody call you right now, but you got to pick up because I got to leave here, and I'm the only one that can make that override in the office. So I will send your info to Luciano, and I will have him call you now. All right, thanks.
Awesome. So there you go. Listen, like I said, Gina, I'm not trying to predict the future. I can't. Nobody can. I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I could. Mike, as a new trader, what strategy should use to make money now? I mean, first I would join True Trading Group so you know what you're doing. If you're a new trader, I wouldn't just try to wing it. I would listen and learn. That's the strategy that I would employ for you as a new trader. I would listen and learn. Familiarize yourself with True Trading Group, go through the courses, and then start, trading with a simulator first, and then start trading with real money later. That's my advice to you. If you're not a member of True Trading Group yet, then I wouldn't do a single damn thing. I would join True Trading Group first so that you actually, learn what you're doing. Just telling you what strategy should you employ. I mean, day trading or swing trading? Moving average crosses or consolidation breakouts, trend reversals, trend continuation. It's just, my advice to you is to, get educated here first. That is going to be my true advice to you. So you don't want to make mistakes early and dig yourself in a hole that was easily avoidable. You want to make mistakes with fake money, right? Like learn first so that those mistakes don't happen. So you don't dig yourself a hole. That's my advice, honestly. Okay. But yeah, me telling you it's a buying opportunity doesn't mean I'm telling you that, oh, this is the bottom, buy everything. We're not going to go lower. We very well could go lower. Very well could go lower. If we have a recession, we're going to go much lower. But I still bought stuff this morning when we were in the 480s, 490s. I still bought stuff because if there's not a recession, you're not going to get many chances to buy in the 480s if there's not a recession. And you're not going to get a chance to buy much lower if there's not a recession. But that's why I still have cash. I didn't go all in. I still have cash. And if there is a recession, I'll add at lower prices. And I'll sit back and I'll wait a year or two and the markets will recover once you come out of the recession. I'm not trying to time this thing perfectly. And I'll trade it along the way and I'll make money along the way and I'll roll that money into the long-term portfolio as the markets go lower. That's it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Don't be scared during times like this. Get educated and learn what to do. Learn the proper way how to do this stuff. Not the fool's way. The fool's way is what people on social media will try to tell you that, oh, the market's going to go down 80% and I'm going to pick the dead bottom of it. And I'm going to wait. I'm going to stay in 100% cash until I know the bottom is, and I'm going to pick the exact bottom. I'm going to dump all my money in. It's nonsense. No professional does that. I'm just telling you. I mean, listen, you guys do whatever you want. It's your money, right? I'm telling you what I'm doing. That's all I really could do. So ttgoffer.com. We'll see what happens tomorrow. You know, it's going to be a wild next couple of days. I do think that, I do think that, you know, the volatility will probably, like the VIX will probably, do you have mods trading futures we can follow? Yes. So we do have a futures program. I like the name, by the way. Michael Edwards. I know you signed up last night. I like the name. Good name, Mike. I like you already. You're a good guy. What a guy. What a guy. So yes, we have a futures program that you could become a part of that only trades futures. And trade alerts, same thing, that only trades futures. But there's a separate chat room for the futures because it would be too much if stocks, options, and futures alerts were all happening in the same room. It would be too hectic. So there's a separate chat room for just futures and a separate chat room for stocks and options. If you're interested, right? If interested, you can talk to us and we'll give you a trial. It should be free. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for your input, bud. It should not be free. Okay. You have zero concept of what it costs to actually operate a futures trading program and how much futures data actually costs. So let me figure out how much it should cost and we'll go from there. So if you're interested in it, Mike, okay, we'll give you a trial to the futures program, but it should not be free. It's not free. So thanks for your input and your opinion. This is a business. This is not a charity. You're not going to get stuff for free. Okay. This is not a soup kitchen. Okay. Operating a futures program costs a lot of money and futures data is very expensive and tools, very expensive. Okay. That's just the reality of it. Okay. The tools that you have access to, all of it, very expensive. So no, it should not be free, nor will it be. So if you want access to it for a trial, we can do that for you. But you'll have a chance to benefit from it, just like everything else. All right. Simple as that. All right, guys, ttgoffer.com. Again, 90 days, $250. Okay. Then if you want to become an annual member, we'll work with you. We'll give you a discount. We'll credit the $250. We'll credit that $250 and then we'll go from there. Okay. Text us with any questions, guys. 1-888-621-2127. Yeah, the futures room killed it today. I know Colin absolutely destroyed the long. We talked about the long off of those 4,800 level, 4,850, 4,900. We talked about it on the live stream last night. We talked about it today pre-market. I know the futures room absolutely crushed it. So congrats. All right. All right, folks. Send a text message with questions. 1-888-621-2127. Go to ttgoffer.com. 90 days, $250. And then go into the main chat room. You guys can go into the main chat room here now. And our team will walk you guys through the dashboard, the setup, the platform, so you guys can see how to use everything that you have access to, so that you guys are fully ready to kick some ass tomorrow. All right. That's it, folks. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thanks for tuning in. Wild day. Congrats on what was a great day for us. We'll see if we can keep that going tomorrow. Lots of catalysts coming up.
Yeah, real quick. Scott B, you're sending me a text message right now, brother. You have to send me one word, start. If you don't send me the word start, I can't reply. I see that you're saying I'm an old member and want to join for the 90 days. I cannot reply to you unless you send the word start by itself. All right. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. And I will be able to reply and help and get you hooked up. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, folks. That's it. That does it. Great job. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. We'll be right back at it. I'll be right back here on the YouTube channel. We'll be back at it inside chat, rocking and rolling, kicking ass and taking names. All right. Keep your ears open. Tons of news headlines. So look out for it. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Set your reminders for tomorrow. I'm going to go live tomorrow at 4:15 right here on this YouTube channel. We'll recap what I'm sure is going to be another crazy day. Have a great, wonderful rest of your night, folks. Take care.